With that being said, welcome to the new show on the block. Touching every topic, guaranteed to make it hot. Run them Phillip River spirals to girly running the rock. Run them lake show dunks to them game winning shots. It's a lock, it's a fact that we only spitting facts. Like who wreck a finna flop and who stay on top of that. Who the hottest of the month and who really spitting trash. Don't stress, just guess. This your favorite podcast. Everything should be dead after.
That's what he said.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending what time it is, wherever you are in the world. Listen to us right now. I am Francisco, your host with the most, aka defective_TDK on the IG, and I'm cooling with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Daniel, aka Lord Pretty Rocco on that IG.
And you are now tuned in to episode 97 of
With That Being Said.
Yes, sir, and it's another week, and it's another Sunday morning episode, man. So Danny came through with the coffee once again, brother.
You already know.
And I like it. I kind of like this being a morning routine. Feels good. It's been another week and I'm back to work. And it's cool. The first few days I was happy to be back.
And now you're like, all right, fuck this shit.
No, negative. I'm still happy to be back, but just my feet were killing me the first few days.
Oh, you're not used to being on your feet.
Bro, think about it. 2 weeks where you weren't on your feet, you know?
That's true. I didn't even think about that. You're so right.
Yeah, and then sure enough, after a couple of days, you're back to just stupid customer complaints.
You're like, oh, this is what I was missing?
You know, we had a guy, like half hour before the store was closing, he was upset that the restrooms were closed for cleaning. And he's like, it's illegal for you guys to have the restrooms closed. I'm like, no, it's not illegal, sir. He's like, you guys are open. Like, it's business hours. The bathroom needs to be open. And I'm like, well, the company needs to provide restrooms for employees. They don't have to provide restrooms for customers. And if it's a mess in there and it's not okay for a customer to be in there right now,
clean it up.
we can close it to clean it, sir. So no, it's
For your safety.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If somebody goes in there and throws up all over the restroom, we have to close it to clean it. Technically, at that point, it's a biohazard.
Yeah.
If it's throw up or something along those lines. And it's like, bro, if you walk into the restroom and it's a mess, you're going to complain about that.
Facts.
So it's like, just stop, bro. We're literally closing in 15 minutes. Like, you just want to make a big deal for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I think the guy was like, he was a little bit thrown off because he thought I was just going to be like, oh, yeah, sir, like, I understand.
Yeah, let
now
me just
completely.
go open in the dirty-ass bathroom.
I'm like, no, that's not the case, sir. Here's customer service. You
Also, like, if you're walking in 15 minutes to somewhere closing, like, just expect, like, to not have all of the facilities or, like, to not have the full customer experience. Like, I'm sorry, but it's one thing when you're there an hour before.
Yeah.
If you're there 15 minutes before, yeah, you're being that dude right now.
And it's like, oh, do you guys have this in stock? Or you guys are all out? And it's like, bro, you showed up at the end of the fucking day. Like,
bro,
man.
All the time. When I was working at Trader Joe's, people would come in. We close at 9. Come in at 8:30. Why do you guys have everything's out of stock? Lady, you're here at 8:30. We close at 9. Like, we're out of stock. We get our shipment tomorrow morning. Like, it'll be full tomorrow morning.
Yeah, especially for us because we were daily delivery. Like 80% of our product is daily delivery. So we're only ordering or we're only receiving enough for the day because we're gonna get more tomorrow. So it's like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, well, I'm a regular. Like, I come here all the time. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
I mean, you should know that it's empty as fuck at 8:30 then.
Like, oh, you a regular? Me too, bro. I'll be putting in 50 hours a week, bro. I'll be here, okay, sir? So I'll see you next time if you're such a regular, dog. Yeah, but it irritated me because he was just, like, not getting it. And I was like, sir, like, you've never been anywhere where the restrooms are closed for cleaning? He goes, no, I've never. And I'm like, wow, that's mind-blowing to me, sir. That's mind-blowing, bro. Like,
that's insane.
Don't make no sense. He's like, it's illegal. It's not. It's not. Wherever you got your law degree from, go ask for your money back, bro.
He said illegal.
He said it's illegal. I'm like, bro, because you can definitely Google that. And I did Google it.
You did?
And there's a couple of states where they are required to have restrooms open for customers.
But in California,
not one of them, sir.
Thank you.
And I was like, bro, I don't know where you got your law degree, bro.
But Francisco got a law degree from over here in Lawn Canyon.
Google.com, baby. You know what I'm saying? My shit came with a $20 gift card to Sizzler on the back.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
But yeah, man, nevertheless, I am glad to be back in routine. Things mostly back to normal, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
This week we had Nas drop an album, King's Disease. I listened to maybe like the first 3 songs. I haven't gotten all the way through it, but just from the features and from what I've heard so far, I'm pretty excited for it.
Really?
Because it's completely out of pocket what you would expect from Nas. Like you got a Big Sean feature on there. Okay, not too crazy. He's worked with Big Sean before, but you got Hit Boy, you got Lil Durk, ASAP Ferg, and he got a throwback joint with like Foxy Brown and Cormega on there too. So it's exciting. Whenever Nas drops something, you know, I'm gonna be hyped for it and I'll be ready for it. So King's Disease is out now, and I think Dave East dropped Karma 3 too. So it's wherever you stream anything, probably wherever you listen to this podcast, you have access to that music. So definitely check that shit out. Your boy Bobby DiNero had a birthday, Danny. Can you guess how old he turned?
I think he's actually really old.
He is really well. I mean,
he's up there, and
Yeah.
like he just seems younger, but he's probably like in his 70s. Probably 73.
oh, older than that, bro.
Really, 78?
77. He actually turned 77.
Yeah, he up there.
So he's about. I mean, hopefully he makes it. You know, to
He's
80,
on,
bro.
he's on the fucking last quarter. He's in the fourth quarter, bro.
He's in the 4th quarter of his
Yes,
life for
bro.
real. You know, and he's got some classic joints like Heat, Casino, Goodfellas. I love Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale, great. Yeah.
But you know, there are some films that people tend to look over, right? Like Meet the Fockers and Meet the Parents. I thought he was great in that series, bro.
Absolutely.
That shit is
and Meet
hilarious.
the Parents, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hilarious.
Definitely love that. He was in Righteous Kill. I really like that. The Family, I'm like 50-50. Like if it's on TV, I can stop to watch
I
it.
don't remember the family. Which one was that about?
He was like a retired mobster that goes into what is it? When they change your name and they relocate you.
Witness protection program?
He goes into witness protection.
Uh-huh.
And he takes his whole family with him. And I think they moved to, I want to say Italy or something.
Oh, they moved him out of the country.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-huh.
And either out of the country or to the other side of the country, whatever it is, small town. And sure enough, like the mob shows up to the small town they're in, and now they got to survive the night or whatever it is. And it's actually pretty.
Oh, interesting.
I was going to say it's pretty good, but I can't lie. It's decent, bro.
It's decent. It's entertaining.
It's one of those TV movies, you know what I'm saying?
You're sitting there and you're like, oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
You turn it on. He was also in The Joker, as the TV host,
Yes.
and I thought he was really good as that. That was a great movie overall.
Yeah, I forgot who I was talking about. Who I was talking to, I'm sorry. They're asking me, like, hey, did you like The Joker? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, he goes, I don't know. It kind of wasn't for me. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I love the fact that it's so dark and, like,
Yeah.
I love the fact. And then, sneak preview, we're going to talk about the Batman later on this episode. But I kind of am liking how it seems dark as fuck, too, the Batman.
Yeah.
But it's seeming like on the trailer that we saw. But, I mean, with the Joker specifically, everything about it being dark. What's what my friend said? He goes, I don't know, I just feel like I didn't think it was that realistic. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, to me, I thought that was the most realistic origin story of the Joker.
I'm not sure what's not realistic about the Joker movie.
No, because if you think about somebody, let's say, if you put that in present day, like I gave him an example, and it's a really bad example, but we talk about, all the mass shooting that happened, like Columbine,
Right.
like the 2 kids that shut up the school,
Right.
like they were bullied and they were picked on, and obviously we're not saying that what they did was okay, but you can understand where they came from.
You can at least see where the train of thought,
Yes.
where the seed was planted and
Exactly.
how it grew. Yeah.
and that's exactly what I felt with the Joker. It's like I see where the seed was planted. Like
That's called character development.
Yeah.
That movie it's a great example of character development.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think he even says, he goes, do you remember the quote about his life being I've always thought my life was a tragedy, but it's actually a comedy.
No, but I love that.
And I'm just like, oh fuck, like it just makes sense. I can see how someone can become that person when they're going through all that stuff throughout their lives. To me, it made sense. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure where exactly you watch that movie and you say it's not realistic. I'm not sure, but everybody I've spoken to enjoyed the movie. Some people to a higher extent than others, but I thought it was a great film.
I think some people didn't like it because it was so dark. Like it made him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense.
It's like, oh fuck, because I remember a coworker was like, I don't know, I feel like it's gonna start like what is it called, copycat crimes or stuff like. I'm like, I don't know about that one, but I can see how somebody can feel uncomfortable because it's bro, people are getting shot up. like blowing their heads off like left and right. It's like, oh fuck.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Like you said, they just dropped the new Batman trailer with your boy Robert Pattinson. What did it come out last night?
Last night.
Last night, and we just watched it in order to have a fresh memory, have it vividly in our minds, and you liked it.
Yeah.
Me too. Like you said, it looked like they were gonna shoot it from a dark perspective, as they should, as every Batman movie should. Obviously, if you watch the joint with Val Kilmer, that's not the case. But after that, pretty much
like the Nolan ones are pretty dark.
Yeah, they weren't. Obviously, it's all like compare and contrast. So if you're gonna put the Nolan ones next to the Ben Affleck ones, they don't look dark. But yeah, I thought the Nolan ones are probably my favorite rendition of the Batman. But Robert Pattinson, I like what he looks like. I like what he's bringing to the table in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, like if I remember correctly, when they announced Robert Pattinson as a Batman, I was like, Twilight, lame.
That's what everybody thought. But like, he's been in other stuff.
He's been. That's the thing is, if you've only watched him in Twilight, then you're not gonna get it. But if you see him in other movies, he's a really really good actor. You see his other sides of acting. I remember IGN put a list of literally like movies that you need to watch so you can like the why he got chosen.
Why he got the role.
Yeah, and I think it was like The Lighthouse, a bunch of other different ones.
Oh, The Lighthouse is good. The Lighthouse is good. But yeah, he's definitely one of those like classically trained actors. Like he takes acting as like an art form.
Yeah.
So he's gonna bring something different to the table. If you watch the trailer, you see Catwoman in the trailer, and it looks like they're alluding to the Riddler being the main villain, right? Just based off the fact that Batman's receiving notes and clues throughout the crimes, and then at the end when they drop the release date, instead of twos, they use question marks. So it looks like it's pointing to the Riddler. I'm excited for it, but to me, I would love for them to have a big actor be the Riddler.
Oh, because they haven't announced it, right?
Because they haven't announced if that is the case. And, they didn't show it in the trailer, so it tells me it's probably not going to be a big actor.
Or it could be. You're right. They can go two routes.
Yeah, I just feel like they would want that name attached to it already. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's definitely one that I'm going to be excited for. Batman's not even like my favorite superhero, but there's just been so many renditions, so many versions of him on the big screen, and you don't really know if it's going to be a hit or miss because they've got some misses. But obviously they got some hits, They
do, yeah.
How do you feel about Ben Affleck Batman?
I thought it was good. I think I like Ben Affleck as an actor in general. I think it was cool. Like it was cool. I mean,
you never saw the Justice League, right?
I never saw Justice League.
Yeah, it was if you're watching, DC try to become what Marvel is, it felt rushed and they just weren't ready. Halfway through they lost their director, so they had somebody else do the cleanup shots or whatever. So now they're gonna re-release what originally it was supposed to be. It's just, don't expect like the storyline to change or anything. It's just gonna be like different shots and different edits, and that's what a lot of people were complaining about. That the movie, like, you can clearly tell.
Oh, like the cut off.
Yeah, not where it looked. Not like mid scene. There's just like a nasty cutout, but you can see the shots that the second director chose to use. And it is some of it is pretty stupid. Like they green screened out Superman's mustache.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that.
Because at that point, Henry Cavill was doing a different movie, and he needed the mustache, so he couldn't shave it. And like the CGI that they used was just terrible.
So it wasn't even fucking moving.
Like, so it's edits like that they're talking about. So I wouldn't expect nothing crazy. I wouldn't rewatch it for the Zack Snyder cut unless it's like an extended version. If they're adding scenes, then yeah, I'll check it out.
I think it is though, because I think from what I remember reading, it's gonna be a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, then I'd watch that on a day off or something. Just because it did feel rushed, like the villain was not intimidating, and it's supposed to be the Justice League, so it has to be a villain of a caliber to challenge them. You know what I'm saying?
Who was the villain?
I don't even remember the dude's name.
That's how you know.
But it just felt like, oh, this was over pretty quick. And also like Superman wasn't there for most of the movie, so it's like if Superman was there, this movie would have been a 5-minute movie. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why I don't like Superman. He's just too overpowered, bro. He just does everything. So it's like, we don't need a whole league, dog.
I mean, like, going back to like Ben Affleck with Batman versus Superman, like, If I remember correctly, I think I liked either the first half or the second half, and then I just got. I think I liked the first half, then I just got over it, and I was like, man, this is just
Yeah, I was over that movie from the start. It was
like Wonder Woman came out, and that was cool. That was dope as fuck.
Yeah, I really
think
like
the
Wonder
Woman
Woman.
scene was dope as fuck, and then I was like, all right, like I'm out.
Oh, you mean her scene in that movie?
In that
you're saying?
movie, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I led up to her movie release.
Yeah, no, that whole movie, I'm just nah. I fall asleep during it. I'm over it. Even like the fight scene between them two, like some people really enjoyed it.
What I liked of the fight scene wasn't the specific. I like how they made an even playing field. Because obviously, like, how the fuck is Batman gonna fight Superman?
They have to. There had to be a handicap.
Yeah,
There had to be a handicap, bro.
And so when you had the kryptonite, I'm like, oh fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's just for me. By the time I got to the fight scene, I was just
over it,
over
you're
the
done.
movie. I don't care anymore. You know, so like Jesse Eisenberg was Lex Luthor, and I'm like, what are we doing, guys? I don't care. Of course, we cannot get past this episode without mentioning Kobe's birthday. Man, would have been 42 today, and it's dope to see everybody pay their tributes and show love on social media, especially from people that I wouldn't say you wouldn't expect from, but just people who have like a big platform, you know, and it just goes to show his impact. And every now and then, you know, I think about it and it still makes me sad that he passed away. I think it's always gonna have that that effect on me. But I mean, it's like I said, man, that's an icon right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's that's a definition of an icon. If you honestly.
And they were posting like little clips throughout his career, not necessarily highlights, but just like moments. For example, when he's kicking Robert Sacre off the bench, or you know,
Larry Nance.
Everybody has to scoot over so he can sit down, or you know, when Gary Vidi's popping his finger back in for him to go back in the game. Stuff like that is like, that's what makes you different from everybody else. Because if you're gonna dislocate your finger on your shooting hand and drop 40. I feel bad for who's there playing defense, bro. It doesn't matter. You're going to go get yours regardless, you know? But that's just who he was, man. So for sure, happy birthday to him.
Shout out Kobe.
So since we talking about him, we got to talk about the NBA playoffs, because you know that boy, I don't want to say he lived in the NBA playoffs, but he visited for more than half his career. You know what I'm saying? He tended to be there. Going into the playoffs, it's exciting, man. They were talking about how the ratings were down. And they don't really know why. It could be maybe the social messages on the jerseys. It could be, you know, having no fans. It could be the fact that the game's changed and there's so many threes going on. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it, bro.
Nah, man, I think it's great. Honestly.
I had one day where they had a quadruple header. I watched 3.5 of those 4 games. I was just locked in, bro. I was at home watching all of them, bro. So I love it. If on my day off, I'm watching all the games.
That would have been clutch if you had the NBA playoffs while you were quarantined. You would have been chilling.
Oh yeah, it would have been fine. No complaints, bro. 2 more weeks. Yeah. 2 more weeks, dude. I'm good, you know. But yeah, and I remember that day where I watched 3.5 of those games. The only reason I didn't watch the complete game is because the first game was the Bucks and the Magic, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a sweep. And then I turned on the game. I checked the score, and the Magic they were up like. Oh, excuse me. They were up like, 15 points with like 8 minutes left. And I was like, what the fuck? There's no way they're going to pull it out. And sure enough, they did pull out game 1. Shout out to them for doing it back-to-back years. Because last year, oh boy, I forget his name. Whoever their point guard is. I'm blanking. I want to say Jameer Nelson, but I know it's not him anymore. That's how old I am.
God damn.
I know it's not him anymore. But whoever their point guard is, last year he had a buzzer beat over Toronto to win game 1. And it shocked everybody. So this year they won game 1 against the Bucks. And I'm like, that's dope, but... it's over. Like, all you did was wake up the Bucks. And sure enough, since then, yeah, Giannis has done what he needs to do, and they pretty much steamrolled them. So they're up 2-1 in the East. In the East, you got the Heat and the Pacers. The Heat are up 3-0. I know that they wanted to make it exciting, and they try to push that storyline of T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler. Realistically, I'm happy for T.J. Warren, but not disrespectfully, but you're just not on Jimmy Bucket's level.
I'm liking the Heat, man. I'm really liking them a lot. I've been liking them like throughout the season, and then just seeing them. Again, also they're playing an inferior team.
Well, I wouldn't say, because they're not so far inferior, but they're also playing without Victor Oladipo. So it's like, yeah, I mean, your best player's not on your team, and before that, you guys were probably going to lose the series. So yeah, it's pretty much a wrap for these guys over here. Sorry, my computer fell asleep over here.
Hey man, it's early, man. You know, I should have brought some coffee for the computer.
I know, bro, honestly. Also, you got the Boston Celtics against the 76ers. They're up 3-0. 76ers, another team without one of their best players in Ben Simmons. But I would have thought Joel Embiid, and he still can. I would have thought he would have got them one game. To me, Joel Embiid needs to be assertive and be aggressive and be the best player on the floor every night. But also, the Celtics are coming, man. They're a young, hungry team, and they got a lot of talent, but they got guys with fight. They got guys with heart. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. The Raptors also up 3-0. That's the pattern in the East. 3-0, except for the Bucks, who let go of Game 1. Like I said last week, the East is basically a bye week in the first round. So more than likely, you're going to have the Celtics play the Raptors. I'm excited for that series. That series is interesting because you have Pascal Siakam, who last year was the Robin to Kawhi's Batman.
Yeah, facts.
But now this year, he has to step up and be the guy. And he's going to have, Jason Tatum and those guys switching off on him. He's going to have the best defenders on that team coming at him. And yes, he's taking the steps to improve every year. But now it's like, can you be the guy to get it done? And it's going to be interesting to see because everybody's giving the Raptors a lot of juice. They are a good team. But so are the Celtics, man.
I mean, yeah, like I think they're a good team. Everyone's giving them a lot of juice. I still think they're like one or two moves away from a championship caliber team. I think so.
Well,
but we'll see what they. I mean, obviously let's see what they do this season. But I still feel like they're missing maybe like a piece or two.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see. We're gonna see exactly where Pascal Siakam is in the league.
Yeah, where
he's gonna be a guy who's gonna make a jump to a top 7 guy in the league. Or if he's going to be one of those guys who's like top 15. And you're going to see, it's going to tell in that series. The other round would be, assuming the Bucks go on to beat the Magic, it's going to be the Bucks and the Heat. And I'm excited to see what Jimmy Buckets does with Giannis. Because last year, Kawhi was able to give him trouble. And it's not just Kawhi. They played a great team defense. And the Miami Heat have that potential. And you were saying during the regular season that the Heat could beat the Bucks in a series.
I think so.
So it looks like you're going to get your wish, man. You're going to get to see him.
I'm excited.
And do you still feel that way now?
Yeah. Yes, I think so. I kind of want to see how the Bucks and the Mavs, Bucks and the blanking right now.
Bucks and the Magic.
And the Magic series. Like, let's say, if the Magic take one or take another game, I don't know, man. I think they can. I mean, I just feel like.
You feel like the Magic could beat the Bucks? You're saying?
I'm sorry. I'm saying if I see the Magic win another game against the Bucks, then I feel like Miami could.
Oh, you'll feel them. Like they'll. Like they're beatable.
They're beatable, exactly. I mean, nobody expected them to lose game 1 like that. It was kind of like a smack in the face. But like you said, it woke them up. I think the Miami's a dark horse, man. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I just have a feeling. I think they're gonna exceed expectations.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that feeling. Over in the West, you got the Clippers that are up 2-1 against the Mavs. Game 1 where the Clippers won, you have the Porzingis ejection that was very questionable. Game 2, the Mavericks blew out the Clippers, and then Game 3, Luka gets hurt and doesn't finish the game. I think Luka's going to play today, but if he does, he's not going to be 100%. And his injury, there are some injuries that are easier to play through than others, obviously. I think whatever it was that he felt pop, whatever it was that, I don't want to say tear, but he felt bruised, he was saying that he couldn't properly push off his leg, and he's already not an explosive guy to start with. So if the best player with him on the floor, the Mavs were probably already going to lose that series. But without him at 100%, this series is done.
Hey, but shout out to Playoff P. Let's give a shout out to him.
Pandemic P, Paul George.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Playoff P.
I mean, he's definitely giving me the vibe where he's getting comfortable being carried, bro. Right now, Kawhi's putting the team on his back.
I'm just saying, Playoff P. If you be doing that against the Lakers.
Yeah, it's a wrap, bro. If you don't show up, and I like what he said, where he's like, I'm not James Harden or one of these guys who scores explosively like that. He's like, I can do that, but I pride myself in being a two-way player. And it's like, you better. Because if you can't put the ball in the bucket, the only other thing you can do is play defense. Yeah. Bro. So you better pride yourself in that. And you better be locking the best player down. If you're not making those shots, I don't want to see Kawhi guarding the best player on the other team. It better be you, bro. I don't want to see Pat Bev guarding the best player on the team. It better be you. If you're going 4 for 17, 3 for 16, it's like, come on, dude. Not from somebody who's gonna call himself playoff P.
Yep.
That's the thing. We also have the Jazz over the Nuggets. The Jazz are up 2-1, and that's a little surprising to me. But I love the fact that the Nuggets originally drafted Rudy Gobert. They originally drafted Donovan Mitchell, and they traded them away to the Jazz on separate nights. But those are the two guys that are doing work, and it's biting them in the ass. But I think I still feel the Nuggets could win that series, even though they're down one game. I think that's probably going to be the longest series in this first round.
I think that can go 7
for sure.
Yeah.
I just feel like those teams should be evenly matched. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch one complete game of that series. Then you have the Rockets up 2-1 on the Thunder. The Rockets blew out the Thunder the first 2 games, and then the Thunder were able to squeak out one in overtime. James Harden fouls out. I don't even think he played in the overtime. But I think that one's pretty much a wrap, too.
Yeah, I think that one's done so.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, people have been counting out the Thunder since day one. They were not even expected to make the playoffs at the beginning of this.
No, not at all.
So I know.
I think they were supposed to be a lottery team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds a little ridiculous to say the series is over now. But they don't have enough firepower to compete with the Rockets. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
And then, of course, we're not gonna skip without talking about the Lakers, bro. And Danny, there was a couple people that I feel like you wanted to shout out, or some things you had to get off your chest.
Yeah. I wanted to shout out a couple people. I want to shout out to it's my boy Ivan. In the middle of game 1, I got a text from him, and he's saying I'm overreacting.
That's what
but
he said?
I got a text, quote, "We're gonna get swept." Quote.
So he's a Blazers fan.
We're gonna get swept. No, he's a Lakers fan.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, he's a Lakers fan.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, bro, and he's like, no, you don't understand, bro, how we were playing. If we kept on playing like that, we were going to get swept. Like, bro, you said what you said. Own it. Everybody who has been on the Lakers' ass, talking shit, eat a dick, and eat a dick. Everybody, all the vultures came out after game 1.
Well, I mean, I guess he does make sense. He says if we kept playing like that, we were going to get swept. If we kept playing poorly, that's any team. If any team plays poorly, they have a chance of getting swept. But you're supposed to be a Laker fan, so you should know by watching this team all season that the chances are not high that we're going to play poorly 4 out of 7 games. That's just off top. Anybody who was talking sweep, ridiculous. If you're talking sweep after game 1, ridiculous. If you were talking sweep at halftime of game 1, the fuck out of here, bro. Come on. I don't think I know this guy.
Nah. But he's gonna be on the show.
So I don't want to get on him too hard. Pause. But it's a ridiculous comment, bro. I posted after game 1 when we lost by 7. I was like, I love it because I saw the fight in our bigs, and that's what we need. So many times I get afraid that the Lakers are gonna get punked just because I feel like we don't have those guys who are muscles, the guys who are bullies. That's why it's great that we're getting Rondo back. That's why it's great that we picked up Deion Waiters and Markieff Morris, and we have guys who are scrappy like that. But yeah, they were being physical, and even though Anthony Davis had a poor shooting night game 1, he was getting to the free throw line, and he was making those guys pay. They don't have the bigs to really compete with us, but if the bigs they do have start getting in foul trouble, like, it's a wrap. It's over. Game 2 I wasn't able to watch, but that was the one where the Lakers blew out Portland.
Yeah, that's the one that I watched. I was just ecstatic. It was like I was like, yes, this is how we're supposed to play. Like everybody was involved. We were playing defense. I think that was the best defensive game I've seen the Lakers play. Honestly, obviously, the Blazers had some injuries. Oh boy, he dislocated his finger, right?
Damian Lillard dislocated a finger.
But off his offhand, not his shooting hand.
It was on his offhand. Don't get me wrong, it's going to hurt and it's going to impact the game, but it's definitely, like I said, injuries, some you can play through more easily. Yeah. That's definitely one compared to Luke because it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no, I mean, but by that time, like, the game was over.
Right.
Like, it was, I already knew when they took him out, so he's like, nah, like, it's a wrap. Take Dame out. Like, let him rest.
Don't risk re-injuring it or pushing it further.
Yeah, I loved how the Lakers played defense. Our shots are finally going down, and that's what it was. Game 1, I think we were like 5 for like 20 something from the 3-point line. There's no way we're gonna shoot that bad ever again.
Yeah, the thing is, you had game 1, you had KCP who was like 0 for 9, and then you had Danny Green who was 2 for 10. So combined, they're basically 2 for 20. Like, if that's what you're banking on, plus plus the fact that AD couldn't make a shot and you only beat us by 7, like, nah, you need something else. And don't get me wrong, I like Dame. The whole Dame time thing, yeah, dope, I get it. Put the team on his back, his loyalty, like, that's just his brand. That's what he's built. Dope, it's amazing. Just understand the fact that, and I get it, they're not the average 8 seed. Yeah, when the average 8 seed is teams that you're looking at in the West, then yes, they're not the average 8 seed, of course. But understand the fact that him and CJ McCollum have to do it every night in order for them to beat the Lakers. They have to do that 4 out of 7 games. Is it possible? Yeah, but it's unlikely. And that's them doing that, and then the Lakers not hitting. So if the Lakers are hitting, it's just too much firepower. And game 3, CJ and Dame, they came out firing as they should. That's how you need to respond to game 2. You need to come out firing. They weren't able to do it for the whole game, and that's going to be the difference. The only reason that game was somewhat close is because Carmelo went off in the third. If Carmelo doesn't do that, which if you watch him throughout the season, more times than not, he's not going to do that. It's another blowout game. So I was super comfortable after game 1. Lakers did what they did game 2. Yesterday by halftime, I was super comfortable because we had missed all those free throws. We had a good amount of turnovers, and we were still in the game. I think Portland might have been up 4.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 or 5.5.
I was super comfortable going into the fourth quarter because it's just we're going to close out more games than we don't. And that's no disrespect to Portland. They've been a great team. They've been in playoff mode since the restart, and maybe it's just starting to show,
No, that's what I think, and that's what I predicted before the series. I'm like, yo, I don't think Dame can keep this up. Like,
But it's not even just him, because also Nurkic looked gassed out by the fourth. And so it's them as a team, them as a whole, And Nurkic is a great player. Like, I like watching Nurkic. But, dude, Nurkic doesn't get a break, right?
No,
he has to try to guard Anthony Davis.
Then Dwight.
And then Dwight's going to muscle you up, and then he's undersized next to JaVale McGee. So he doesn't get a break. He cannot afford to get in foul trouble. Hassan Whiteside cannot afford to get in foul trouble, So in the West, once we go to round 2, let's say, right? Obviously, it's still early. We do episode once a week. So let's just say,
hey, the Blazers not winning another game. Putting that out there.
I think they could steal one more, but we'll see. Let's say we got the Clippers beating the Mavs. Cool. I think the Nuggets can come back and beat the Jazz. What do you think?
I think it's 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
So let's say you got the Clippers and the Jazz next round. I think the Clippers are moving past them pretty easy. Let's say the Clippers play the Nuggets instead of the Jazz.
I think same thing.
I think that one's going to be more even. I think the Nuggets match up a little bit better for the Clippers.
Well, I mean, if playoff P keeps on playing like playoff P.
Oh, then yeah. But either way, I got the Clippers advancing past the next round. But I think it just depends who they play, that they're going to have to bring some more fight than they have been. And then you got the Rockets beating the Thunder, which I think we agree there. They're probably going to beat the Thunder, which means they're going to get the Lakers in the next round. I love it. I love it. Give us another guard that's going to give us problems, because in the past that has been what bites us in the ass. But also they're an undersized team.
They don't have do they have a center?
Well, they start PJ Tucker at center, and PJ Tucker's 6'6", 6'7".
I mean, look, I know everyone's gonna look back to when Houston traded away their center and they played the Lakers immediately after the trade, and they smacked us.
Yep.
That's not gonna happen 4 out of 7 games.
That's the thing. It has to happen 4 out of 7 games, and also the bigs for the Lakers have been looking good. They've been doing their job. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. It's gonna be a close series, just because you have James Harden, you have Russell Westbrook, and they're gonna give us fits. But I think more times than not, our bigs are gonna be able to get it done, and that's just where I want to leave it at right now. That's
it.
I was super confident against Portland. I am super confident against Portland.
But
against the Rockets, I'm a little more. Okay, here we go.
We can lose the series.
I don't want to say this is where the test starts.
We could lose the series. I'm saying.
Yeah,
we could.
Put it this way. You know how when you're doing a test and you got multiple choice on the front half, and you're like, cool. Obviously, I got a 25% chance. I'm gonna hit some of these. Yeah. But then you get to the written part of the test, and you're like, oh, what are we even talking about? That's kind of. We're getting to the written part of the test right here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, when everybody was talking about the Blazers, they're not. I'm like, bro, you guys are insane. The Lakers. I honestly was like, the Lakers. There's no chance the Lakers losing this first round.
All due respect to Dame Time.
No chance they're gonna lose. I was beforehand. I was like, they're not gonna lose. You guys are insane. Like, the fact that you guys are scared of them and I'm not worried about the Clippers makes absolutely no sense.
Well, no, I don't think. Well, I don't know if you were talking to somebody personally who's not worried about
No,
the
just in
Clippers.
general, I just feel like they
What is-
made the Blazers seem like such a big bad team that fuck
They're-
they might win the championship.
No,
Eat
no
a
way,
fucking
no
dick.
way, no way, no way they're gonna win the championship. But don't get me wrong, put Portland in the East, they're probably making it out the first round because they're not gonna be an A seed in the East.
No, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just, yeah, all due respect to Dame Time, but I don't know anybody who's not worried about the Clippers. Just the fact that we know minimum we're not playing them until the Western Conference Finals. So, we don't got to think about them just
We
yet.
gotta worry about them.
Got to
But,
worry about James Harden next round.
But no, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's gonna be. I think we could squeak that out. My opinion. I think we're good.
And remember, we do the episodes weekly. So by the time we do this next episode, the playoff bracket could be completely different. There could be some guys who upset some of the series that we just talked about. But for the most part, I think we're speaking in the safe sense of probably what's gonna happen, even though there could be some upsets. Danny, I wanted to talk to you real quick about this story that I just heard maybe a week ago. I meant to talk about it on the last episode, but I just got off track. About a week ago, son. There was this girl in Australia, and this was like early 2000s. 14-year-old girl.
Early 2000s. What was I listening to back then? Some beautiful.
Some Nelly.
Some hot and.
So hot in her.
So hot. And, what album was that from again? Country Grammar? No, it's the next one, right?
I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
But back to your story, my bad.
Yeah, honestly, you got me off track.
I was flashing back to my golden years.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're definitely washed by now. But yeah, it was a 14-year-old girl in Australia who disappears. She goes missing. And, she goes missing for so long that eventually the search parties give up and there's no leads on the case. And, everybody just assumes that she's dead, And actually, they did arrest somebody for her disappearance. And the person that they arrested, he was involved in other cases of missing girls around the same age. And 5 years later, after this girl goes missing, she comes back.
Word?
She comes back. And she tells the parents, hey, I ran away.
Oh, hell no.
I ran away with my boyfriend, who was about 20 years old.
Okay.
And I actually didn't run away that far. We were in the same city the whole time.
So y'all dumbasses. Y'all couldn't find me.
For 5 years without contacting her parents.
That's fucked up.
They thought she was dead. They didn't have a funeral, but they had a, what's the word?
A funeral?
No, because you can't have a funeral because if you have a funeral, you're admitting there's no chance we're ever going to find her. She's dead. They never found a body or anything.
That's true.
I'm blanking on.
She Undertaker, basically.
What?
She Undertaker. She came back from the dead because they thought she was dead.
Sure, whatever. My thing is, as a parent, how hot are you, bro?
I'm fading her on site.
You know what you put this family through?
On site. She's getting faded on site. Go back to your dumbass boyfriend. Oh, wait, y'all broke up? Eat a dick.
No, I think they get married or whatever. They were together the whole time.
What?
It's just after 5 years, she was like, I think it's time.
Bad.
I think they'll understand now.
I guess. Yeah, they think you're dead. They'll be at least they're happy you're not dead.
But that's the thing. Would you?
Would I be happy? I mean, come on, bro. Of course you'll be happy. Your fucking child that you thought was gone is back. Dope. Secondly, you've been lying this whole time? That's a hard one.
That's what I'm saying. It's not, obviously you can look at it from one side where it's like, my child is alive. I thought something happened. But the other side of it is, I finally accepted that you're gone and was able to move on with my life. And now you want to come back.
So just leave.
All this money, all this time, all this effort that I put into trying to find you and fighting it, I finally accepted it. And now you're like, what up, y'all?
That's insane, bro. I don't know how I'd feel about that. That's just...
Honestly, I'm like, bro, just go be dead somewhere, dog. Like, we good.
Honestly, like, what does it say? I live my life without you already. Get the fuck out of here.
And the thing is, so the guy that was arrested, like I said, he was involved in other cases, and he was guilty of other cases.
Oh, so he didn't do nothing with the girl?
With this particular one, he didn't.
Oh.
But the other ones, he was proven guilty of DNA tests, all that good
stuff. So
stuff.
she's kind of clutch.
Yeah, exactly. If she doesn't go, maybe then they never catch this guy or whatever. But I was just thinking, like, how could you after 5 years? How could you?
That guy must be so butthurt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he probably.
He's like, fuck, I almost got away with it.
And it was the one that I didn't even do it.
Those meddling kids.
Yeah. He's like, it's the one I didn't even do it.
I didn't fucking do that with that bitch.
Yeah, but I remember when I heard the story, I was thinking about it for like the rest of the day, and I was like, God damn.
That's rough, dude. I don't know. I think the like father or the motherly or the family side of the mom or dad is gonna be like, fuck it, like my child's alive.
Yeah,
Who cares?
for sure.
We'll get over the fact that you fucking lied to us and we thought you were dead. That's
Eventually.
fine. Eventually. But you're here now. Let's just be happy together. Let's just catch up on these 5 years.
Yeah.
But also, I might just stalk her randomly. Like, while walking by her, like, in the house.
She's definitely going to have to run a fade. She's not
Yeah.
moving back in the house.
Oh, she's not moving back in the house?
No. Why would she move back in the house?
okay,
You're
look.
married. You've built a life.
Okay, that's
Go
fine.
ahead,
So
then.
when she comes over and then like she's doing something, I might just punch her and be like, "What was that for?" Just nothing. You're good.
No, eventually, I'm throwing some boxing gloves at her. I'm like, we're going to run a fade, bro.
And after that, we're cool.
And yeah, exactly. But it's going to be like 6 months down the line.
Yeah.
After it's like, oh, you think we're cool? Nah. Run the fade, bro. I've been training. I'm down to my new fighting weight. I'm good, dog. What's up?
Oh, word.
We're going to run it. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, our playoff predictions are correct. But if they're wrong, let us know. You know what I'm saying?
Add us.
Send a
Talk shit to us.
DM. You know, comment on the post. Be active. Be involved. Don't be that weirdo that just watches and doesn't like. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see you guys next week, man. Be safe. Be happy. Be nice to each other.
Deuces.